Hey everyone, Robzoid here. Before I get into this review, I'm sure there's some of you possibly wondering where it is that I've been. I haven't streamed in over a week. Well, it's because the last time I was streaming, the very last night I streamed, I started getting COVID symptoms that night. So I've been staying home from work and everything for about a week, but I'm pretty much symptom free now, have been for the past 2 or 3 days. And thankfully, I got well in time, and yeah, was tested negative in time for a early Wonder Woman 84 screening I was invited to tonight. So I'm just going to give y'all my review and thoughts on the film, just fresh thoughts and everything since I just saw it, and I just recently saw the first one again too since I've had a lot of free time to watch stuff being recovering from COVID symptoms. But glad to be better now, and glad that this Wonder Woman 1984 movie finally came out. It was a wonderful way to end the not so wonderful year. I'll say that. And the villains, the whole cast in this movie was really wonderful, but I really liked Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. I thought she did a really good job transforming into her role, and Pedro Pascal did a really good job as the villain he played too. Um, I feel like this movie does, with the villains what all movies should do. It should, make you realize that they're human, actually give them character depth and story arc to where you understand why they're doing what they're doing and that you should be able to relate to them. And this movie does a really good job at doing that with their villains. As a matter of fact, it does that way better than the last movie did with its villain. And I still like the twist of the villain in the last movie, too. In the last movie, it did have some more action scenes, I thought. And overall, I thought I liked the message of the last movie more. I did think the last movie was slightly bit more of an entertaining film. But this one is pretty much just as good. And the person I went with tonight to the early premiere with said they even like this one better than the first one. So, to each their own. Either way, both movies are a heck of a fun time. They really are. And even though I feel like the last movie had more action, this movie still has a good bit of action, and the action sequences are still incredible. There wasn't as many IMAX sequences as I was hoping for in this movie, even though I know a lot of you can't tell the difference. But it was really only at like the beginning and the end, and not even the end fight scene. Just like the end scene, it just really shifts to full screen IMAX. I'm like, why is this scene IMAX? Why was it like half the action scenes of the movie at IMAX? But still, beautiful film. They went to a lot of really cool locations too. And one thing I liked about this movie is it's like the first time we actually get to see like Wonder Woman vulnerable, like during some of the action scenes, and the side throwaway bad guys that she like fights in the background and stuff. Some of them are actually pretty smart in the film. I remember this being like the first action film I have seen forever. Where the bad guys during the chase scene are smart enough to shoot for the dang tires. Because it always drives me nuts at action movies. I'm like, why do they not just shoot at the tires? They're smart enough to do it in this film, though. Thank gosh. Sorry about that. My camera stand fell down for some reason. But speaking of bad guy character decisions in this film, um, one of my only complaints with this movie is like one of the main bad guy characters at the end, Cheetah. Her character makes a decision at the end of this movie that I didn't really buy into as much. Wasn't really big of a fan of. Um, I can't really get into what the main reason I'm not too big a fan of it was spoilers without giving away spoilers. But anyways, let's just say she makes a decision at the end of this film that she's like very set and firm on not making at all. and then and then like Wonder Woman just gives a speech at the end of the movie, and it appears that she like makes the decision, even though Wonder Woman was just talking to her scene earlier, and she was like hell bent on not giving it. And so there are scenes like that where like characters make decisions and stuff where I just don't buy into it. Where you're just like, I don't think there's like a scene where you're like, I don't think every single person on Earth would agree to this decision, and you're kind of expected to buy into it. Um, and there are some scenes in this movie where like there's a shot in the trailer you see where they're in a jet or whatever, right? And they're like flying away in this jet. Um, there's a scene like that where they go to like the back of the Smithsonian Museum and get this jet, that jet you see in the trailer. And it was so funny because I'm like, well, this is historically inaccurate. From what I learned from Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen was that the back of the Smithsonian was a dirt field full of fighter jets. Which I'm joking. That's a dumb mistake in a horrible movie, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. But no, so anyways, they go to the, the back of Smithsonian and this green field, like it's actually supposed to look like Michael Bay. Anyways, but what's hilarious, what's ridiculous is they get in the jet, and as you can see from the trailer, they take off just fine. And I'm just like, are we expected to believe that every jet in the back of the Smithsonian on display is just fueled up and ready to go? I'm like, okay, so there's this, some character decisions I didn't really buy into, and some conveniences like that. There was like, well, that's convenient. That jet's full of life. But overall, it is a really fun movie. As I said, all the performances are great. Pedro Pascal and Christian Wiig especially do a really good job in their villain roles, and there is, while not as much action as the first one, some amazing great action sequences nonetheless throughout the film. And yeah, I think it's a really great, fun film to take the family to this holiday season, or even to stay at home and watch on HBO Max. But yeah, that's my reviews of Wonder Woman. If y'all get a chance to see it, let me know what you think. And if you want to see me do any more reviews, let me know. But yeah, I'll be back to streaming soon, hopefully starting tomorrow. Feeling a lot better, and hope you all have a good time checking out the film when it comes out. Let me know what y'all think. Overall, I'd give the film 4 out of 5 stars.